Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we study a teacher's daily routine. This article is for learning English. Today we are studying articles at the B1 level. A teacher's daily routine. My daily life in Sydney, Australia. My name is Emma, and I live in Sydney, Australia, a beautiful city with golden beaches and tall skyscrapers. I moved here from Melbourne 3 years ago to work as an English teacher at Bondi High School. Sydney is famous for its sunny weather, the Sydney Opera House, and the Harbour Bridge, but for me, it's the small moments of daily life that make this city special. Living in Australia is exciting, with its unique culture, friendly people, and amazing nature. I want to share my daily routine with you, full of details about life in Sydney. I wake up at 6:30 a.m. every weekday in my small apartment in Bondi, a beachside suburb. The first thing I hear is the sound of waves crashing on Bondi Beach, just a 5-minute walk from my home. I turn on my coffee machine, which makes a soft buzzing noise, and the smell of fresh coffee fills the air. Australians love coffee, and Sydney has a big coffee culture. I make a flat white, a popular Australian coffee with creamy milk, and sit on my balcony to drink it. My balcony is tiny, with a small table and 2 chairs, but it has a great view of the ocean. I eat breakfast, usually toast with avocado and a boiled egg, or muesli with yogurt and fruit. While eating, I watch surfers riding waves and joggers running along the coastal path. Bondi is always busy in the morning, with people walking dogs or doing yoga on the beach. After breakfast, I wash my plates in the kitchen sink, take a shower, and get dressed. I wear a light dress or jeans and a t-shirt because Sydney's weather is warm most days. I pack my bag with my laptop, teaching notes, and a reusable water bottle. My school is a 15-minute bus ride away, so I leave at 7:30 a.m. I walk to the bus stop on Campbell Parade, passing a small cafe called the Blue Wave. The cafe smells like fresh pastries, and sometimes I buy a croissant to eat later. I catch the 333 bus to the city centre. The bus is full of people going to work, some reading, others listening to music. I look out the window at Sydney's colourful streets, with palm trees and sandstone buildings. On my way to school, I pass the Sydney Harbour, where I see ferries crossing the water and seagulls flying above. The harbour is sparkling under the morning sun, and I sometimes see the Sydney Opera House in the distance, its white sails shining. When I arrive at Bondi High School, I go to the staff room, a bright room with a big table and a kettle. I say hello to my colleagues and check my schedule on my laptop. I teach for classes every day, each 50 minutes long, to students aged 14 to 16. My students are fun but sometimes noisy. They love talking about surfing, music, and Australian football. In class, we do activities like reading stories, practicing grammar, or discussing topics. Last week, we read a story about the Great Barrier Reef, and my student Liam told us about snorkeling there with his family. Another student, Sophie, shared photos of coral and fish she saw on holiday. We also practice grammar, like past tense or conditionals, which can be tricky. To make lessons fun, I use games, like a quiz where students describe their weekend. Yesterday, we talked about Australian animals, and Liam said he saw a kangaroo near his house in the Blue Mountains. My students teach me Australian slang, like arvo for afternoon or brekkie for breakfast, which makes me laugh. Teaching is tiring but exciting. Some days, students don't listen, and I need to be patient. For example, last Monday, two girls were chatting during a reading activity, and I asked them to focus. I also spend hours preparing lessons, which can be hard after a long day. But I love teaching because I learn new things from my students. After my last class at 3 p.m., I stay at school to mark homework or plan lessons. The staff room is quiet then, and I drink a cup of tea while working. Sometimes, I talk to my colleague Sarah, a science teacher with curly hair and a big smile. Last week, Sarah told me about a new cafe in Bondi she visited. And I decided to try it this weekend. I leave school at 4 p.m. and take the bus back to Bondi. On the way, I stop at Bondi Markets, a small supermarket near my apartment. The store is busy, with shelves full of fresh vegetables, bread, and Australian snacks like Tim Tams. I buy ingredients for dinner, like chicken, zucchini, and rice. I love cooking, but I'm not very good at it. My favorite dish is a chicken stir-fry with soy sauce because it's easy and tasty. I cook in my small kitchen, listening to a podcast about Australian wildlife or music by Tame Impala, a band from Perth. Last night, I tried making a pavlova, a famous Australian dessert with meringue and fruit, but it was too soft and didn't look right. I laughed and ate it anyway. Some evenings, I meet my friend Mia at a cafe called the Sandy Spoon, a cozy place near Bondi Beach. The cafe has wooden tables, colorful cushions, and a view of the ocean. Mia is a nurse and always has funny stories about her day. We order coffee or iced tea and sometimes share a lamington, a traditional Australian cake with chocolate and coconut. Last Tuesday, Mia told me about a patient who gave her a thank you note, which made her happy. I told her about my students' kangaroo discussion, and we laughed about how only in Australia would kids see kangaroos in their backyard. On other evenings, I stay home and read a book or watch a TV show. I love novels about adventure, like stories set in the Australian outback. Last week, I read a book about Uluru, the giant red rock in the desert, and it made me want to visit it someday.